If you cannot stay down, 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 stay down. I don't need to, I don't need to, I don't need to, I don't need to, I don't need to. You better act like you know, like you know, act like you know, better know, like you know, like you know, act like you know, better know, like you know, know, like know, you know, better know, like you know, act like you know. Tell me what you say now.
Hey babies, we are back again. It's part 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck is up?
What's going on?
As always, I have my team plus one.
Back again.
Hey, Erin.
Hey, I'm eating a Twix.
Okay. Left or right?
Okay.
Left.
What's up? So, hey, Trey.
Hey, I feel like I'm on the panel of The View. But I kind of want to curse half you bitches out. So, I mean, but that is still The View, though. So, I mean.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. And hey, Stevie.
What's going on?
Oh,
Yeah.
I never know what you have behind those glasses.
Everything.
A mystery.
A vision.
Okay.
A vision of
Enigma.
love, baby. A vision of love. Yeah, baby.
And back for part 2 is the main attraction, bitch.
Give her
A
her
seasoned
thing.
veteran in this hoe. Hey,
Come
y'all.
on. Stop. Oh, you know.
You in the Banji
Wait,
basement
hold
with
on.
It's y'all. It really
Wait,
is.
hold on.
Yeah, this is what we supposed
Let me say
to do.
this.
Live your best life, baby.
He said seasoned veteran, then put that thigh
up, mamas.
Yes,
Ooh,
it's a
live for the thick
season.
girls.
So,
I thought of a succulent piece of chick. I said,
Girl.
A thigh.
Let me get...
So anytime somebody crosses their legs, it reminds me of that episode when Martin's old teacher, Mrs. Trinidad.
Mrs. Trinidad.
And Gina wanted to fight that bitch.
Bitch, Miss Trinidad. That's your new name.
I heard you was looking for me.
Oh,
no,
that's
bitch, I was
perfect.
looking for you. Remember
That's
she walked
perfect.
up
Miss
and her
Trinidad.
bad-
I love that.
Can we put that in the show notes?
Okay, you
I
please.
actually really love
I'm
that.
going to use that for the good promo.
Bitch, that was the key.
Miss Trinidad.
Yes, Miss
Give me that
Trinidad.
thigh, bitch. But what's up? You know, we always have to do our check-ins and things. Hey, handsome.
What's going on?
Mr. Bonnet.
Hey. Yo.
Oh, you feeling it?
She in her wine. Look.
She in the part 2 and you feeling
And
it.
she got her wine
This is
on.
why we don't do this on the regular.
I'm
This is
chilling.
a good
Yo,
treat.
Twix is really good. I just want to let everybody
Come on.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a funny show.
Twix should probably cut me a check.
Let me tell you that I love to get Erin drunk. It's no shade.
We see a different side of the girl.
It's
I
no
love
shade.
it.
There's no difference.
Girl,
Don't tell the
it's
people
a
that.
whole different.
Don't tell them that,
I
girl.
am more or less the same person.
More or less.
Who
said that?
Who said? Right? Who said? Yeah.
I haven't been. I've been doing school. That's it.
Okay.
You been doing school?
Doing
Yeah.
it. Doing
Okay.
now.
Yes.
Take that any way you want.
Okay.
I hope that
My girl.
I hope you get
Air
a good A
guns.
for that.
Air guns. Come on.
I love
Loaded.
So, Fonz, I'm going to put you on the spot. Look, who do you date? What kind of guys do you like? Because I remember.
Here we go.
Right. Now, see, this is what the red wine gives.
This is what the red
Because
wine
I feel
is.
like. I
Give
feel-
us names.
Yes.
I
Oh, don't
feel
drop no
as
bombs.
though-
Not like that.
And I associate you with people like I also think of XD, like people who I am always in contact with.
Yep.
I see they have a very huge like social media presence. And
Shout
I
out
think
to XD, by the way.
I love
Yes,
XD,
I love
baby.
XD too.
I call XD my auntie. But anywho,
Oh, God.
right. Anywho,
The pressure's
where,
on.
like, how do you date? Where do you find men? Because I remember you had said that you had a crush on someone, and I'm just like, girl, I
that
went right.
tweet.
Uh-huh.
Wait.
I'm still holding on to that.
That's sweet.
You
I
guys,
feel like people
this
come
is
back
the
to me
HIM
about that
matchmaking
Right.
service hosted
We
by
are-
it's It's Himionaire matchmaking
Him-
with
Me,
with
Malik. I be trying to hook the girls up.
Yep.
It's no shade.
tweet. I will say, and I'm actually happy to say that the person that I was tweeting about in that tweet, I'm dating.
Bag.
There we go. Snatch them up.
I
Bag.
am
Secured.
dating.
Okay.
And I mean, just in terms of how we met through mutual friends, which is kind of a rarity for me because social media is so prevalent,
Right.
and meeting people through social media
Is a lot.
is it's a thing. But it was very organic, and not to spill too much of my own tea, but he one of his intros, I guess, to me was that he's liked me for over 2 years, and we crossed
That'll seal the
paths
deal.
before, but I never knew who he was. And it was just something about that kind of, I guess when I'm dating, like I really want to feel like you see me. You know what I mean? Like I want to know, and I'm always questioning him. I'm always asking like, why do you like me, or what do you like about me? And maybe that's my insecurity showing, but I really want to cement that you're not here for superficial reasons, and that you're not here temporarily, and that you at least plan, for some longevity. So we're good. We are good, and I'm good.
We like that.
I'm so glad that I asked that question because
That was a Trey question, and I'm happy you asked it. I'm just happy you asked it instead of me, because we know how it goes.
I told myself when I was at home, I said, okay, so the first episode, like for part 1 is going to go, woo, woo, woo. It's going to be cute. But then part 2, bitch, I got to open the fuck up.
I should have knew something was up because the shades are on.
Right. The guns are loaded.
I want to see you.
Each other, baby. You know what it gives.
I should have knew something.
Yeah.
I fucking live. So, with Pride Month, I really wanted to go. I'm sorry.
There's been 2 other people here.
Oh, okay. Well, girl,
that haven't said what they were been up to.
Well, have y'all been up to anything?
No, I haven't been up to anything. I'm just ready to shake my ass and do my thing in the clubs and stuff. There we go.
So
I'm that
definitely
girl.
going out tonight.
Going out tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, possibly.
I love it.
All that.
Hey.
What's up, Trey?
Hey,
Yo.
I like my attention.
Okay.
God. No, I ain't been doing nothing. I'm still lifeguard and whatnot. And I do have a story. Okay.
Is it story time?
Yeah.
Story time.
Okay. So I was at work the other day,
Key.
and these 2 little boys jumped over the fence.
Okay.
Now, my pool got a membership. You got to pay. Why are these little heifers in the pool playing, cursing up a storm? Now, they might be 15.
It start early.
Then they started talking about some inappropriate mess at the pool with the little white children.
Trey, can I talk about how you sound like an auntie right now?
I
Go
really
the
was
fuck
thinking that.
off.
She's 22 going on 40.
I am 40. Shut
Go ahead.
up.
Go off, auntie.
I've been like that all my life. But no. All I did was I had to pull the Trump. I don't want to say that word.
Okay.
I had to pull the higher up card. I had to pull the Shawnee O'Neal.
Okay. Thank you for your services.
Thank you for your
And
services.
I had to thank them for their services and giving me some entertainment on my boring day and remove them from my premises.
Okay.
But it was fun. I felt real Shawnee O'Neal like, even though she ain't get her job done first.
Yeah.
But that was my story time. It wasn't as entertaining as I thought it was going to be.
But it was cute.
I love
cute.
it. The only thing I want to say is like we're looking forward to attending Slayfest.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Shout
are
out to
in
Sean
the
and
building.
Terry.
Shout out to Sean and Terry.
Shout out to them.
I love them, and him will be making an appearance at Slayfest.
All 4 members.
Okay.
Bitch, all of us will be in
This
attendance.
shit got me out the damn cave.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
We pulling you out, sis. Come on out.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into.
Wait.
Oh.
I do want to give one shout out though. I want to give a shout out to Daniel Calderon.
Okay.
He is. I don't want to call him my boss anymore, but yeah, he's still my boss.
Yep.
Just a dope individual. I've met him through social media. He was looking for an intern about a year ago.
Okay.
I reached out, and he's been the most supportive person, I think, with me and just my journey in my career. He's brought me on with every project he's ever done, and he's just been one of the most supportive and I'm just thankful to have him as a friend.
There we go.
So I wanted to say that.
And he's also just a sweet, pleasant guy.
I was scared that you were going to just say, and he's fine.
Oh,
and I
no,
was
no,
gonna
no,
be
no.
like,
He's just...
bitch, he's my boss.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
I could say he ain't my
attractive,
boss.
and so is his partner. But definitely, like, he's very like down to earth. And I think I'm very apprehensive about working with some people in the gay scene here. So it was just nice to like be welcomed, and he loves on you, and he's also like Caribbean or like.
Yes, he's from the islands.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
yeah. So he's Caribbean. So like he's just really like sweet, humble, and I live. But yeah,
But
so
that was my good thing. That's all I wanted.
we love it. I just also want to take a moment to say that this last week, I just want to just take in what HIM podcast is and all that we've accomplished and all
Yes.
that we've accomplished in our individual lives because we have
Yeah.
so
This
much
a
going
resume
on.
So
session?
many things.
No, but I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm proud of everyone in this room.
Yes, we're doing big things.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And just have a moment because we're always like in the grind and on ourselves and saying, you know, looking at our like, you know, deficiencies and things that we don't have, but say thank you. And we've put forth great work and I love y'all.
Yeah, so can we also shout out the people who actually listen to us?
Oh, okay. The listeners.
Let's shout out to the family because remember, we're not calling them fans.
Yes,
We're
they are
family.
family.
They are family. We definitely appreciate you guys listening to everything that we put out and everything that we do. It's amazing.
I love it because it's just like with the podcast, like we record in such an isolated situation
Baby.
that I don't really think that that's me when I'm posting and I'm listening back. I'm like, girl,
Oh, I don't.
Baby.
that's you. Like,
What the fuck was I saying?
it's the key, but like also thank you for just like listening because we've produced this show for a reason
Yep.
and it wouldn't be anything without having listeners.
Yeah.
So, thank you. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the icebreaker or get into the show. I just kind of wanted to go around and just ask, like, since we're in Pride Month, what does Pride mean to you? Like, how do you celebrate Pride? Just give me the tea. Like, I want to start with Erin.
Yeah.
Y'all always.
I want to start with
Bring it
Erin.
on in.
You niggas.
Right. You niggas.
Go ahead.
What pride means to me. Phew. Shit. Okay, so wine.
Wine. It's okay.
Why, motherfucker?
Wine, motherfucker.
No, so pride in the beginning was born as it was a rebellion. You know, it started with trans folk throwing bricks at cops. And it was a pride and defiance in the face of bigotry and hatred and discrimination. And I think that over time that has grown to include a lot more things, but I think at its core, it is a celebration of who we are in the face of people that tell us that what we are is not enough. It is us telling the world that not only, you know, we're not only enough, but we are more, and that we are a family, and that we are love and acceptance and happiness and joy personified, and we are going to keep doing us regardless of whatever it is that you think and regardless of whatever it is that you bring up to keep us down. We have survived this long and we're not going anywhere. And I think that's what pride is. It is just, you know, you being you and fuck what anybody else thinks, and you celebrating your community, your family. And it's a beautiful thing. So that's what pride means to me when I go out, you know, on the streets and I do my thing. That's what's, you know, foremost in my head. So, yeah.
For me, I take pride very, very personally, especially over the last year and this year, dealing with a lot of self-esteem issues and self-confidence issues and dealing with anxiety. It's very tough. And I think pride is one of the times during the year, in the calendar year, to really set an example for myself of what self-love and self-acceptance looks like. Because for me, it starts with me. And if I'm going to be proud of the work that I do, if I'm going to be proud of the outfits that I wear, I need to be proud of the person that I am. And so I need to exude that, and I need to set that example, because I wasn't born into any kind of confidence. I always battled with self-esteem, even when I was a kid. So it's really my chance to convince myself of my worthiness. And when I'm doing that in tandem with a lot of other people, a lot of other queer people, especially Black queer people who I love so much and hold dear to my heart, it just has so much more meaning to me. So pride for me, it definitely keeps that essence of resistance, but it carries so much self-love and self-care with it. And that's what pride is to me.
Oh, don't give it to me. Wine.
Right.
I think with pride, for me, it's about just being me. at the end of the day, no matter what. Because I can't be anyone else but me. And I shouldn't be shunned, or I shouldn't be like taken back from just being myself and being expressing, like just being over the top. One thing about me is I'm a very, 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 very over the top person. I use my hands when I talk. I wear my outfits when I wear them. The outfit I have on today, a lot of rips.
She is wearing it.
I'm wearing it. You know what I'm saying?
I
Miss
know about
Judy.
Stevie.
Mama-
he
mama-
like a rip.
A rip
loves
jean.
the rip denim.
I like the
Busting
short
out.
thighs, my
like-
assets and
Yes.
stuff and things. So anything with being myself is a huge, huge part of pride for me. Like, I'm not gonna shy and hide away from anything. I'm gonna always step out and be like, bitch, I am who I am. Take me or leave me. You can throw your little shots because it's not stopping a bitch like me. It's never gonna stop me from doing my thing. Ever. It's never gonna stop
That
me.
fire sign is
That
jumping
fire, baby.
out.
We blaze, baby. When we hit the streets, we blaze and we turn a few heads and we keep shit going. And some of the girls can't take, but that's not, for them. But, me personally, I just keep doing what the fuck I've been doing. And I say that for everyone when it comes to pride. Do what the fuck you gotta do. Be who you are and leave it like that. Pride. Pride. Janet Jackson. Remember when I was Janet? Ooh.
He always with that. Good, I'm happy he doesn't do the whisper anymore.
It's Janet.
It was very Latoya-ish.
How is it Latoya? Now, is it Latoya or Janet? I thought it was Janet. Now I'm Latoya.
Latoya, you got problems with Latoya? I didn't say Rebe.
I love... Rebe looks great.
Yeah, but you don't hear about Rebe.
Rebe looks great. Beautiful
Anyway,
gals.
I feel like now that I'm at this Kiki corner, I feel like I'm like
You on the wrong
changing.
side of the couch.
I feel like I'm changing.
You on the wrong side of the
what it
couch.
gives.
This is what it is. Suck
Send
it
me
in.
back to my group. No, I'm new. I mean, I'm a new bitch. So for me,
Okay.
I've never experienced I've never been to a Pride Fest. Is it
Pride
Festival? Festival? I just take this month to just love myself. Like, I just feel like it's an extra month of zeroed in focus on me. And then also loving the people in my community that I'm close with. So like you guys, I try to. I got a few things I ain't telling y'all bitches about for Pride Month, but just loving you guys,
Baby.
and just showing respect to who you are and what you bring and what you've given to me, and appreciate you guys. But so that's really it. I'm a new bitch, so
And you're prideful.
And it's
yes, I do got a lot of motherfucking pride, bitch. I'm a Taurus, ho.
Come on, Taurus. Come
love
on,
it.
Pride.
so I think that I had a very small understanding of what pride was when I was younger. I thought that it was just like, girl, you go to the club,
Shake
especially
some
living
things.
in Atlanta. I think that in living in Atlanta, pride is like an event. And it really is a festival in sorts of like you just going out and going to the club and stuff. But I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know what the right word is, but I feel like it's a little bit more legitimate in New York because there are like certain like things to do. And of course you have your, your clubs and things, but you have the parade and like certain things. So I would say like now pride is celebrating myself, but also celebrating others that may not like look like me or move like me or navigate their lives like me. And specifically trans women and just like people who don't identify like asexual people or like, or people who don't like have a, are non-binary,
Right.
and it's just uplifting each other regardless of skin color, skin complexion, however you want to say it, and just really loving on each other and like blocking out the noise and the negativity. It's like that 1 month of silence. I don't want to hear faggot. I don't want to hear like bitch, it's going to be hands. Like I don't want to hear anything but bitch, you slaying or you look good or like that's it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what pride is for me. But also pride is like for me now in this year, it's like, what does loving yourself looks like, but what does loving someone else romantically look like? And I'm learning to like form my own idea of what love is to me, and Just overall, just pride is like we no longer have to live our lives like straight people.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
that
God.
will never happen. You know
Thank
what I'm
God.
saying?
Ever.
So it's just like really like celebrating who we are as people and brothers and sisters and everything. I love y'all. Like y'all are beautiful. Have you seen us in celebration?
Baby.
Like when I keep on talking about the pose ball, but when I was at the pose ball, I stepped outside of myself. And it was a moment when I said,
Fuck it. Uh-huh.
You gotta
was
look around.
fucking-
Yeah.
most motherfucking celebrating.
Baby.
Y'all was motherfucking fellowshipping and just like, woo! It is beautiful. The drunk girls, the girls voguing, like everything, the drag queens,
Bitch,
like
we was
everything
drunk
was
boots.
lit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what type of celebration that everybody needs, you know? And yeah. What's that look?
Bitch, you always looking at
always
me,
look at
but
you,
yet
yeah.
your Barbara Walters
Well,
up in this bitch.
so, yeah.
So you say what you gonna
And that's
say,
what
bitch.
I'm gonna say. So yeah, pride is great. And I think that I feel someone tweeted that like people live in areas where they don't have like pride events.
Yeah.
So that makes me, and I think a lot of times when we live in New York and it's just like, oh girl, fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, if you can't live in New York, oh well.
You know.
But it's just like we are privileged to be able to pump out of our apartments, you know, with it in our effects.
Wear what you wear.
And wear what we wear,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying, and give what we give. But they're like, one of the reasons why I moved to New York is to be more safe and to be more comfortable pumping out of my house, because like where I'm from, a Virginia girl, the girls still don't see it for the gay girls. Like it's no shade.
I've
You know what I'm
heard.
saying? So it's just like, again, it's that privilege that we have living in the city, and other people don't have that privilege. So just understand that the girls in Wisconsin. We always
The
give our girls in Wisconsin a lot,
Wisconsin.
but
Girl.
the girls do live in Wisconsin,
Yeah,
and
they
they
live
do
there.
listen to us. And
They
it's just
do.
like, I think about people like that where they're not able to go to a club to celebrate, or they're not
Yeah.
able to go to, you know, certain things that we have in the city that are in like rural areas or
Yeah.
suburbia areas. So
It's important to remember that pride is not just about the events and the clubs and the parades,
Agreed.
even though that is, you know, 100% a celebration. No, I love that. It's also about living in your truth
There we go.
and standing proud in who you are. And that does not always include, you know, telling people. It means just you having that, you know what I'm saying? Because I remember like when the first time I said to myself, I'm gay, and I
Yes.
accepted it, and the relief that I felt, and, you know, that it was like I completed that sense of self, that part of me that was missing, that I was refusing to acknowledge. And pride is about, you know what I'm saying, recognizing that part of you that may not be part of the social norm, but it's you know what I'm saying, and realizing that you are enough and you are who you are, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing abnormal about you, and loving yourself for exactly who you are. And that's what pride is. And so even if you don't have, you know, a club to go to or a parade to go to, even if you're just taking part in the celebration online, or you're watching things, you know, play out in different states, or, you know, what have you, realize that pride is not just about that. It's about you. And, you know, we see you and we love you and we appreciate you. And you're just as much a part of our community, you know what I'm saying, as the girls that are in New York City, or, you know, what have you. So.
Yeah.
we love that. And we're going to go ahead and take a small break. So do whatever you do when the girls is breaking.
Uh-huh.
And we will be right back.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, but if you cannot stay down, 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 stay down. I don't need to, I don't need to, I don't need to.
Hey babies, it's Erin and you're listening to HIM. Make sure to follow us all on Twitter, because you know we love having followers and we're just as foolish there as we are here. Malik is Cosmic Cocaine _ Me, I'm Life Through Glasses, Life THRU Glasses. Trey is Trey X Parker, and Stevie is Stevie So Fetch _ Check us out.
Tell me what you say, come again. If you cannot stay down, then you do not have to pretend like there is no way out. I should have never let you in, cause you got me face down. Face down, down, face down, down, face down, 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 face down, down, face down, down,
All right, so we are back. Hope you got your life on the break. This is, I feel like we are always doing a lot of like hard hitting topics, but
We are The View.
Okay. In the light of it being Pride Month, I feel as though we have to, more or less give reverence to the situation that happened in Orlando with the Pulse shooting.
Yeah.
On June 12th of 2016, a man killed over 49 people. People died at a gay club.
Yeah.
And we are approaching the anniversary. It would have been 2 years since the situation occurred. And I also just want to attach it to how within the recent weeks, there have been a lot of reportings and just articles about people being assaulted.
Yeah.
And specifically like gay men or trans women, queer men of color, and trans women, black trans women. And I just felt that it was important to talk about it because I think a lot of the attacks happened during Pride.
Yep.
And I'm not trying to, scare the girls, but I'm also trying to tell the girls to be vigilant and, just to bring awareness that like, girl, you need to be watching your back when you're out and about, I read an article from Jamal, No Fats, No Femmes, and he spoke about how when we leave our apartment, how people watch us.
Yeah.
And of course we all present in a different way. But I remember like living in the Bronx and I was buying weed one day and no lie, I looked like a cunt from the back. You know what I'm saying? Like I had like a pea coat on, real long, oversized, and I had like a scarf, no facial hair. And like it was 3 a.m. and this car rolls by me, and when he gets like he's trying to holler at me, but then he gets in front of me and actually sees my face, and he's like, "Oh, I thought you was a bitch." So I just want to present that it's always that fear of being harmed when I leave my apartment, and I've also noticed that when I'm out with my boyfriend, people don't try me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But when I'm by myself, people like really try me, and just, there are certain things. And like, I really wanted to center a discussion just around like, gay men being assaulted and trans women being assaulted. So, yeah.
I think what's so unfortunate about it is that it's hard to kind of cement that our safety is paramount when you have a government that is against us too. And it's not even just the Trump administration, it's administrations before he was even in office. Like, my identity and my safety should not be a bullet point on your agenda. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is my entire being something that has to be discussed and trivialized? And that's something that we have to constantly fight for. And this is what Pride Month is about, like really showing that resistance in existence. But, just the fear of just, I live in the Bronx too. Okay. And I recently moved there from Brooklyn, but it's a different world. Like, it really is a different world. And where I'm from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and it's super gentrified now. And unfortunately, like, that comes with, there's a whole bunch of connotations with that topic in and of itself. But I will say that my neighborhood in Crown Heights is a lot more safe than what it used to be. Okay. Where I live in the Bronx is not as safe as Crown Heights is, right? But still, anywhere I go.
What train?
In the Bronx? I live along the 4.
Okay.
All
right.
I was like, wait.
I'm just trying to make sure it won't the same tea as my tea, but okay. Right.
No, but it like that just regard for your own safety, I can definitely relate to, because I mean, I like to wear clothes a certain way, and I like to do what I do. Way. I like to be myself, and I try to fight back against my own fear, and you know what I mean, like being inside my own head so much by being my authentic self. But there are people who are going to try you, and there are people who try me almost every day. Yeah. And that's unfortunate, and that's something that unfortunately we have to constantly work through and work against, and it sucks. Yeah.
So I was having a side conversation with a good friend via DM, and I just want to discuss the mindset that we have to be in to like always be ready.
Yeah.
that is a very like exhausting like state of being,
baby,
to always be in. And like it also scares me because once like when it's time for us to actually live our lives, how do we get out of that mindset?
Yeah.
You know, and that's actually what I'm experiencing now, because I'm like always up in arms and, you know, thinking everybody's out to get me and woo woo woo. But that's spilling over into my love life.
That's a lot.
What is that? You know what I'm saying? And always like being on guard with your lover. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I getting off. But again, like again, when I was living in the Bronx, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah, it's a different one.
Luckily, you know, I've made my descension to Manhattan, and we're able to like pump around
As you should.
as we do in East Village without a T. But like we all can't live in East Village, like no shade. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's no tea, no shade. Like, but what I mean by that is just like we don't all get that protection. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bitch, when I was living in the hood, I had to run to the train, like
Listen,
with my gowns on, like in my things, you know. And I also think about like, girl, I feel like I look like a boy, but what about the girls that actually get up in?
you got to tiptoe.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what is that mind process and how, what is that? Like, how do you exist, you know, and always having to like protect yourself? It's just, it's unfair.
Yeah.
I worry about my femme friends. I have a really close friend, Stacy, and I worry about him, you know, because he's femme, and the way he moves throughout life, you know, and the company, you know, his romantic life, you know, I'm always worried. He texts, you know, me and our mutual friend Michael. We have a group chat, and he texts us to let us know if he's going over a certain person's house, the address, and you know what have you.
Yeah.
But I worry, you know, and I'm just like, I'm always worried about his physical safety. I am more masculine presenting, so I don't get tried as often. But you know, like you said, that mindset of always being ready. It's like we have been brought up in this atmosphere where violence is always a possibility, and it creates this sort of emotional trauma. And so we sometimes are unable to have, you know, regular friendships or romances because that readiness like bleeds into how we deal with each other. And so we're always shading each other, or we take offense at the slightest things because we have been hurt so many times by strangers or even people that we love, our family, and you know, and so it creates, you know, this sort of bitterness and this negativity that only feeds on itself.
Yeah.
And so as a community, it's hard for us to relate to each other because we're always ready to fight.
Yeah. We're
always ready to say something biting.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like protection. We're trying to protect ourselves, and it's awful that we have to live in that reality. And I wish there was a way for us to overcome that, but it's like, you know, we're staring at a machine that is so much bigger than what we are.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so much easier to say, hey, we should be a community and we should relate than it is to do it. You know, exuding love in every area and in every direction is harder than, you know, it's easier said than done because, like I said, we're living in this, you know, this readiness position all the time. And there are times, I mean, my whole life is built off of empathy. Like I really like to think about what other people are thinking and feeling and, you know, what have you. But at the same time, it's like, you know, so one person says the wrong thing and I'm like ready, you know what I'm saying?
Always ready
like,
and gotta
bro,
get
like,
ready.
They might not have even been trying to give that, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, it's difficult for me to, you know, have a real community when I'm always ready to throw hands with somebody.
Yeah.
And I hate that we have been, you know, we've been made into these people, you know what I'm saying? Like how our lives have molded us into people that are always ready. And it's like, it's trash. And I just wish there was a way for us to overcome that. And I'm at a loss, honestly, for ways for us to, you know, even step in that direction.
Baby. So here's a little story. Are we going to do story time thing? Story time.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. So I remember when I became like slightly popular on social media, and a lot of people were like inviting me out to like the city and the village and stuff like that. And I'm from Long Island, so it's like
hold on,
the boondocks.
Don't be shady with this story, girl.
No, I'm not
That's
gonna
all
be
I'ma
shady.
say.
No, I'm not gonna be shady. I know what you're saying, baby.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna be shady. I remember that I was invited out a lot of times, and I think that me personally, I was always afraid of getting on the train, and there were a lot of videos around the time when the girls were getting bashed on the train. And my thing is, me living in Long Island to get to the city is a journey. So in my mind, every time I got on the train, I'm like, okay, well, bitch, listen, you got to do what you've been doing when you was little. You was fighting and doing all that shit, bitch. This is the time that you put those moves into action because you don't know who's going to jump on your back. So that right there was a big, big thing for me. I have the confidence now. I walk and do what I want, but there are some fearful moments. Certain areas that you are in New York, you get scared, like Harlem and the Bronx, as you girls were talking about. But I also say that with trans women, my best friend is a trans woman, and she lives in Las Vegas, and I am fearful for her all the time. Because she's had incidents where she's been robbed at gunpoint. And I'm just like, bitch, well, why the fuck? You like, I can't get to her as fast as I want to because she lives so far. But she's always on my mind because she is living a lifestyle that, it's a lot for some people to take in, but not everyone. And I feel like her safety is like very important to me and my safety as well. And everyone in the, LGBT community, like it's very, very important to protect yourself, but also be yourself because ain't nobody got time for you to be hiding and doing all that extra shit, bitch. Be who you are. But I am always fearful of just like what's going to happen.
And the bravery.
Bravery.
I like, this, that black trans women.
Yes.
I there are a couple that I follow that I just hold very dear to my heart. Eves and Dondria, Basic Bitching, and
I love her.
And Adam and Eves. I love them both.
I love them both.
But Eves really brought something to my attention, and it's been in my heart ever since. It was like a question thread, and Eve said, what I think it was something along the lines of like, what is one of your greatest fears? And Eve was like, living to this certain age, and it was like, because we get murdered, just for being us, and you never know. You're just trying to live your life.
When it's your
you know
time,
what I'm saying? Trying to be romantic or have a sex life, and and you never know when
what's going to happen.
A man is gonna. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that.
Okay.
And it hit me so hard, and it like I thought about it the rest of that day, and then like another day afterwards. And how do we protect them? Like how do
it makes my nerves so bad.
How do we, those of us who are higher than them on the privilege ladder, me as a I'm cis and gay male and I'm masculine presenting, and it's like, how do I protect you? You know what I'm saying? How do I move through life and make sure that you make it to another day? Because that scares me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have a recommendation. It's no shade. When I'm on the train and I see one of my sisters getting hassled, I'm going to say something. And
I definitely
for sure,
have.
baby.
There have been times where I've gotten up and went to sit next to somebody.
Don't do what you're doing.
Not that they've been getting like I never encountered where they've already been getting hassled, but they've been getting looks or like mutters, and so I've gotten up.
Not that one.
And went to move and sat next to them and be like, nah. So if there was going to be a thing, you're going to have to deal with both of us now.
Thank you.
So it's like, but it's like you're in your everyday life.
Every day.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't.
Every day.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see you every day. You know what I'm saying? I can't protect you on the train every day. And it's like, how do we?
I think that's enough. It's no shade. If I see my sisters, and when I say sisters, I mean either butch queen or trans women.
Right.
Like, bitch,
my girls. Yeah.
It's no shade, girl. I'm going to motherfucking give it up for you. Because it's no fucking shade. Like, girl, it's always us against them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what y'all not going to do is gang up on my good girlfriend. So I'm going to and even I think that even saying something, like, you don't even have to do anything, but just saying, hey, what the fuck is going on?
What's up?
Cousin, look, very much cousin, you good? Because bitch, everybody's my cousin, you good?
You good? And just like from that, they're going to recognize that even if you don't know homegirl,
that's my homegirl.
Like,
that's my homegirl.
And that's some shit to be shook by.
Shake the table, bitch.
And I want the gay community, and also, like, this is so off topic, but like, we constantly pass each other in the city and not speak. And even though you don't know me or like we don't hang out, it's just like, hey girl, what's up?
Yeah.
We fucking men together. We loving men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're in this struggle together. And I really wish that whole
I know.
Why
I'm
you
so
giving me
anti
that? Yeah.
I'm
I hate
always
that.
like, and mind
Big.
you, we've been places, Damien, where the girls be all up in our face and we give a cute, hey girl, like,
Yeah.
I've always been that way. So
Yeah.
it's just very much of, it's just like, girl, we need to travel in twos. Don't ever go nowhere by yourself. If you are going somewhere by yourself, you're going to a little date house or whatever, let somebody know where you're going.
Give me that
It
address.
don't have to be everybody, but at least let one person know where you're fucking going. And also ask people, this is no shade, but I started asking people, do you have a history of violence?
Yeah.
It's necessary.
Do
It's
you have a history
necessary.
of violence? Do you have a history of mental illnesses
Yes.
or anything? Because like my thing is that I'm a small guy and I need to protect myself. And it's not your, and also understanding that it's not your responsibility to take care of me. It's my responsibility.
Come on.
So that's the only thing that I would really say. But bitch, it's no shade. If I see my sis on a train or
Baby.
anywhere getting hassled,
We on
I'm
the
going
ready.
to pull the fuck
Yeah.
up.
We on the ready.
I don't care what it is.
All the time.
I went off. I'm sorry.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
What's up?
No, I mean, I feel like I have a different experience. Like, I feel like I'm always on go. That's y'all know that. Even when I'm not trying to be on go, it may be presented that I am. So I don't get tried, or that I know of that you're trying me. So like, I'm like, bitch, well, what the fuck? Like, that's me. I think that comes from just my upbringing. My mother's always on go. That's how she is. And so I don't, but I do know that one thing is myself, I protect my kinfolk.
Yeah.
I've always said this. We haven't known each other very long before. Maybe we haven't even hit a year yet.
Okay.
But let it be clear, I ride for these bitches. You try any of them. You try anybody in our community. Try us. Try one person. If I hear it, I'ma find you. It's what it
Come on,
is.
I'ma find you.
It's
on,
how
I'ma
I
find
am. I'ma find you. Like, I don't know. I don't need too many. I just remember just in high school. I was out in high school, in middle school, but I remember we there was 3 black gays, right? We weren't the bestest of friends, but I also knew don't try them because I'm not in the mood for anybody to be tried that I represent with. Like we see each other.
Right,
We
no
together.
shade.
Right.
I may not be your best friend today,
right.
but we are together. I remember I really went off on this one guy. I just don't like to see, and you just treating somebody certain ways because you know you can and you think you can. And so now I'm gonna show you that you really not as bad as you really think you are.
Boo.
And so that's how I have lived my life and tried to live my life. And to take on the always on go, the way that I've tried to transform and change myself was through meditation. I've used that as my way of not always thinking that I needed to be alert with the people that were close to me. I think we often have the belief that, oh, that bitch is shading me, or she's trying to read me out.
First thought.
That's the first thought. You're
Boom.
like, well, bitch, and then I'm trying to be like, well, no, I'm not trying to. So I had to look within myself and say, maybe it's how I presented the question. Maybe it's how in the situation it may not have been perfect. So that's what I do during the meditation. I look back and I think back on my discussions and the things that haven't gone the way that I thought they went in my head, and say, well, bitch, it maybe you were presenting like you were on go and you weren't. And so that's how I handle that.
I think moving into my older years, I try not to have contempt for people who don't go through the same experience as me. I think a lot of like discord and dissension that is created within my relationship is because I hold a contempt for my lover not sharing the same experiences as I've shared, you know, and I mean like, you know, being bullied, being gay bashed, being like assaulted, being sexually assaulted, like all of these things. And like, it's like you're able to travel and navigate through the world so easily because you like have this one thing that, you know, people deem as masculine, you know? and that doesn't make you a good person. No shade, and he is a good person, but like
that doesn't make you perfect,
right? That doesn't make you a better person. But like I'm learning to like separate my experience from other people's experiences and not like holding that against them, you know. And I think that in a lot of ways that's what pride is, because we do share a common narrative, but we all share separate experiences, you know. So that's just kind of how like I wanted to wrap it up. You know, the girls, it is Jam of the Week. What is up?
And no long
What's
stories this
up?
time, you bitches.
Okay, girl,
Yeah.
give it
and go.
put it in, take it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on
so
now.
since it's
Y'all understand that.
Bitch, it's my time of the show.
Go ahead, baby. Do your thing.
Now that it's my section of the show,
Yeah.
the first person I want to go to is Erin.
Yeah.
You waved me off,
girl.
bitch.
What's good?
Girl, she had to look up her song.
First of all, hold on. I want to shot Tati out from my house. I haven't posted the video, bitch.
But Tati,
Tati
you
showed up.
What's good?
What's good?
What's good,
She
baby?
said Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Oh God, Tati,
Yo,
you are it, baby.
and
Love you.
Naomi, bitch, took a picture
And
with
Naomi
motherfucking Stevie.
I took a picture with Naomi and Tati. Those girls.
Lit.
Everything.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My bad.
That's okay. I tend to shout this band out a lot because I'm so in love with
You
them.
in love with them?
They're amazing. It's a trio. Their name is Third Story. The song, my jam of the week, is by them. It's called Only Love. It's a song just about, being reluctant to fall for someone new because you've been hurt, but it's basically them telling themselves that it's only love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel what I feel for you. I need to acknowledge it, and it's not going to hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I fall in love with you. So that's, the message of the song. And I think it's a beautiful song. So go ahead and take a listen.
Fonz, what's up?
I would like my jam of the week to be by one of my favorite artists. She's also like super alternative, but she has a trap vibe, super authentic. Her name is Lana Del Rey, and I fucks with her heavy. And on her latest album, Lust for Life, there is a track called 13 Beaches. And 13 Beaches just takes me to a place that I swear to God, I don't ever visit with many other artists and their music and all of their discographies, but there's something about Lana's very essence and the sex and the sadness at the same time that she blends together on a track. 13 Beaches is wonderful. It is a beautiful track. I'm so glad y'all are living for Lana like I live for Lana, because I really need y'all to listen to it. It's beautiful.
Stevie.
Okay, so my song is a little ratchet and a little
That's
a little
what you
mess,
are.
but
We know.
I give what I give.
We
So
know.
my jam of the week is JS ice cream.
Girl.
Come and get a scoop of my ice cream, baby. JS got
Somebody
the
take
flavors.
the mic.
JS got the flavors that'll drive you
Where is the Apollo
crazy.
Cook?
Okay.
I need it.
Listen, the
Cut
girls
her
don't live
off.
for it, but it's okay. It's my
Cut
jam
her
of the
off.
week. I got 32 flavors.
Cut the mic. Cut the
I'm
mic.
one
Cut
of
the
them.
mic.
No,
Cut
JS.
the mic.
JS ice cream is my jam. I'm gonna listen to it after this recording because I
Okay.
just feel the need. But it's a bomb
Okay.
song. JS stands for Johnson Sisters, and yeah, my jam of the week is ice cream. Yeah.
Yes. Malik.
So I'm gonna make this quick, but I'm not gonna get into much. My jam of the week is "I'm Not in Love" by 10cc, which is a song that was featured on Pose.
Ow.
It was
Come
the song featured in the scene when Angel and Stan were doing their thing. Oh, bitch, my boyfriend is over me because this is the only song that I like to listen to when I'm high. So it's just like, girl, that's my right. That's my smoking song. So and there was also like, that scene, like they were hooking up and Stan was very like unsure about her like being trans and things. So it's just like the lyrics are, "I'm not in love. It's just a silly phase that I'm going through."
Yeah.
So I want y'all to really get into that song and then put it together with that scene.
Yes.
And you will get a full,
Very relevant.
a comprehensive understanding
Very
of what's supposed to be received.
Trey.
It's my turn. Hey. So my jam of the week is "Stimulate Me"
Okay.
by Destiny's Child,
Okay.
featuring Mocha.
Oh.
Yeah, I digged in the crates for that bitch.
Right, you
Yeah.
really did.
Girl.
So, "Stimulate Me"
Child.
was on the soundtrack of Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin
on,
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Come on.
So one I just love back in the day. Soundtracks used to be
Everything.
everything. You had Babyface, you had Quincy Jones, you had everybody putting together a dope ass soundtrack. And Stimulate Me one, Destiny Child when they first came out, they wasn't as sexual. Like they had like no. You had a few things.
They had on Tina's outfit.
But like this song, I need you to stimulate me. You can have me when you want me.
Look at him. His legs is opening and everything.
What? Okay, so my favorite verse is Kelly's though.
Oh,
now
my girl.
Kelly,
Love
she
Kelly.
said
love
something about
Kelly.
you want to get up in my mix. You want my sweet body? I said, Kelly,
get
not
this
with the
song.
red hair.
Come on, take me
Download.
back. Download.
So yes, go and find. we got we got them little videos. We show you our jams of the week.
Yeah.
But that is my jam of the week. And let's. I'm gonna give a round of applause. We just finished with our first guest.
With our
Yes.
first guest.
Very-
Oh,
you know, the first is always
The
special.
best.
And
Yeah.
the
Oh,
best.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, stop it.
I totally
agree. Totally agree.
Thank you guys for
I'm
having
feeling a
me,
little
seriously.
stimulated. Let's
Oh.
move. Let's
Okay.
move on.
Shout out to
Ooh.
the red wine. and
Shout out to the
cups
red wine and the red cup.
Live from the Banji Basement
On
on
the
the red
Banji
wine and red
Bench.
cup.
in Brooklyn.
Come on.
Shout out. This is actually the only time that I come to Brooklyn. So
Okay.
no shade to Brooklyn.
We're gonna stop you right there.
the girls listen.
Like always, you catch us every motherfucking Wednesday.
Every motherfucking Wednesday.
Oh my god, I felt like Gladys Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
And so, like we said, every motherfucking Wednesday, you know where to fucking find us.
Any last things that you want to add? Fonz?
Thank you guys for listening. Thank him for having me.
Yeah.
Follow Fonz.
Follow me
Okay.
at Fonz Franc on Instagram and Twitter. FONZFRANC.
Come on, shout yourself out. Yeah.
Yes,
What's
bitch.
up?
y'all.
Come on out.
Come on out. What's up?
Yeah.
Cheers.
And we love y'all always.
Bye, baby.
Kisses and
Yeah,
kisses.
baby.
La, la, la.
I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, I don't mean to, but if you cannot stay down, 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 stay down.